it usually seems a topic to be hidden or not to discuss in public. However, it is much beyond the unpleasant odor or sound. It is a quite significant issue related to your various health concerns. However, we should thankful to pharma industry as they discovered probiotics to sell, else no one could ever know that gut putrefaction can have any adverse impact on health. Moreover, you are lucky that pharma has discovered the probiotics and gut cleaning system to sell. If go to researches before 1995, you will hardly find any research paper saying that gut putrefaction does matters for health issues. These are few facts just to know. The smell of women's gas is significantly worse than men's. Flatulence on airplanes is particularly insidious because approximately 50% of cabin air is recirculated. People produce more gas at cruising altitudes than at sea level because of changes in air pressure. A typical fabric airplane seat cushion can absorb about half of the odor expelled. Yes, you can light a fart on fire. People with a weak pelvic floor are less able to pass gas silently, and should consider decoys to distract from the noise. Smoking bans on airlines increase the risk of nasally detecting even small amounts of intestinal gases. Flatulence in the cockpit can pose a real flight threat. Holding in gas can decrease concentration and affect a pilot's abilities to control the airplane. On the other hand, letting go of the gas could negatively affect his co-pilot, which again reduces safety. Farting is the result of a healthy, complex ecosystem in your intestines. Digestion is biochemical and mechanical process to break the food macromolecules into small molecules so that it can cross the plasma membrane to participate in metabolism. This process of digestion is chemically supported by various organs like mouth, stomach, small intestine from guts and liver, pancreases as accessory glands. The mouth is the beginning of the digestive tract. Chewing breaks the food into pieces that are more easily digested, while saliva mixes with food to begin the process of breaking it down into a form your body can absorb and use. The esophagus is a muscular tube extending from the pharynx to the stomach. By means of a series of contractions, called peristalsis, the esophagus delivers food to the stomach. Just before the connection to the stomach there is a zone of high pressure, called the lower esophageal sphincter. This is a valve meant to keep food from passing backwards into the esophagus. The stomach is a sac-like organ with strong muscular walls. In addition to holding the food, it's also a mixer and grinder. The stomach secretes acid and powerful enzymes that continue the process of breaking down the food. When it leaves the stomach, food is the consistency of a liquid or paste. From there the food moves to the small intestine. Made up of three segments, the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The small intestine is a long tube loosely coiled in the abdomen, spread out. It would be more than 20 feet long. The small intestine continues the process of breaking down food by using enzymes released by the pancreas and bile from the liver. Bile is a compound that aids in the digestion of fat and eliminates waste products from the blood. Peristalsis, contractions, is also at work in this organ, moving food through and mixing it up with digestive secretions. The duodenum is largely responsible for continuing the process of breaking down food, with the jejunum and ileum being mainly responsible for the absorption of nutrients into the bloodstream. Pancreas, among other functions. The oblong pancreas secretes enzymes into the small intestine. These enzymes break down protein, fat, and carbohydrates from the food we eat. Liver. The liver has many functions, but two of its main functions within the digestive system are to make and secrete bile, and to cleanse and purify the blood coming from the small intestine containing the nutrients just absorbed.
Colon, large intestine. The colon is a 5 to 6 foot long muscular tube that connects the cecum, the first part of the large intestine, to the rectum, the last part of the large intestine. It is made up of the cecum, the ascending, right, colon, the transverse, across, colon, the descending, left, colon, and the sigmoid colon, so called for its S shape. The Greek letter for S is called the sigma, which connects to the rectum. The rectum, Latin for straight, is an 8-inch chamber that connects the colon to the anus. It is the rectum's job to receive stool from the colon, to let you know there is stool to be evacuated, and to hold the stool until evacuation happens. When anything, gas or stool, comes into the rectum, sensors send a message to the brain.
Importantly, the kind of microflora develop in gut depends upon the type food taken. In turn, the taken food design the gut environment and ultimately, kind of microflora. Thus, it would be an easier option to modulate the diet in order to support the growth of good bacteria.
This is the brief outline of biochemical digestion.
Outline of contents formed during digestion followed by fermentation. Accordingly, as far as chemical composition of gas of flatulence is concerned, includes hydrogen, methane, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide. SCFAs, that is short-chain fatty acids, including acetate, propionate, and butyrate, generated during the catabolism of carbohydrates and proteins, which is responsible for 500 kcal/day. Volatile fatty acids also formed during catabolism of foodstuff. The first fig showing the amount of fermentation in various part of gut. The various compounds forms after fermentation which adversely affect health concerns. Figure showing the transformation of various form of energy from various sources. A fermenting gut may result in many problems including fatigue, arthritis, urticaria, dementia, venous ulcers, chronic cystitis, asthma, immune suppression, tinnitus, and maybe some other problems which have not correlated so far. However, it is established by the researchers that mitochondria damaged during food petrification in gut. The good redox state is critical to the optimal function of mitochondria. The central pathological lesion in CFS is mitochondrial failure, balance between free radical stress and our ability to cope with it. That is the body's antioxidant status. Free radicals damage mitochondria and so the mitochondria go slow. Level of tolerance will be the individual factor. Their ability to keep the upper gut clean, how efficient is their digestion and absorption, which microbes are present depends on how the gut was inoculated at birth, how it has been fed since, together with subsequent food poisonings/antibiotic use etc., whether one is allergic to the microbe, how leaky is the gut, and probably other factors. pH versus type of bacteria relation, while lactic, acetic, butyric, propionic, fatty acids formed during fermentation of carbohydrate while amines, ammonia and phenols indoles etc. are formed during fermentation of proteins. Accordingly, while growth phases ended after age of 35, protein consumption of protein should be reduced quantitatively, but qualitatively it must be complete. Level of tolerance will be the individual factor which depends on their ability to keep the upper gut clean. How efficient is their digestion and absorption? Which microbes are present depends on how the gut was inoculated at birth, how it has been fed since, together with subsequent food poisonings/antibiotic use etc., whether one is allergic to the microbe, how leaky is the gut, and probably other factors. Now the question is how to manage the problems? Here are given some suggestion. Don't try to stop the ejection of gas from gut. If somehow gas stuck in gut, try to get rid of from it. There are various combination of allopathy medicines available in various brand names. However, homeopathic medicines, in fact, gives very good results. Yoga plays a very vital role in maintaining health of gut. These are few yoga positions usually recommended for gas problem in gut. Importantly, These techniques are free from side effects, except mention otherwise. Treatment of gas problems should be treated specifically, as per problem only. If it is consistent, then preventive measures should be taken, else symptomatic treatment should be done. To prevent the excess gas formation and gastroprotective effort, certain preventive options should be upped. Drink excessive water. As much as possible, avoid excess consumption of pulses, avoid consumption of pisosate of M, black gram, vignemungo, fermented and canned food, should keep stomach empty for a long time. Proton channel blockers are usually prescribed. Avoid overstress and do exercise. Antacids help by neutralizing stomach acid. Yet, while these will help to counteract the acid, they will not repair an inflamed esophagus damaged by stomach acid. As we know, herbal is always much better to go. Especially some important herbs recommended are Eucalyptus hamiltoni, Garcinia mangostana, Cinnamomum vermenzingerifus and ill. Some other herbs should be considered, which includes Adriumcanes oides, Illipilus serratus, aloe vera, and gabulins, Araucaria raucana, Asparagus racemosas, Ozydarich didica, Bactris ilinata, Bicapimera, Bidens pilosa, Centauris solistitilis, Centella asiatica, Convolvulus pluricosceles, Q. curvita pepo, Curcuma longa, Desmodium gagendricum, Emblica officinalis, Eugenia jambulana, Hemides indicus, and also Maidens aquifolium, Maidens ilicifolia, Momerdica charncia, Musa sapientum, Ocimum basilicum, Ocimum sanctum, Phyllanthus amaris, Proteum hepatophyllum, Pterocarpus marsupium, Quassia amara, Sinuscia brasiliensis, Solanum nigrum, Solanum variable, Cerociabum plantae, Ephruscia pupurea, Terminalia argina, Terminalia pallida, Tunia ulmifolia, Utlaria silicifolia, Zingbra facinals, Zulimia ilicifolia are some important plant to be consumed.